I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Tell us a story.
Yes, tell us a story.
All right, guys, it is cold. It's about 24 degrees. We're doing good. We're out here. We're gonna get the GO-4 is running. We have the new brake caliper. I don't know if you can see that. The new brake caliper on. There's a big story on all that that I'm going to cover here in a minute, but we're going to go out. We're going to see if we can get her going around. She's been setting for about 2.5, maybe 3 months. Had a little trouble getting her started. We've got most of the fluids and everything checked. The only thing I don't have right now, she's a dirty mess from setting. The only thing I don't have right now is the daytime running lights and the auxiliary lights up front. That's still the wires on that are still messed up from when we were in the wintertime. The salt got into some of it up there up front when I was pushing snow. She was going through some pretty deep snow and the salt and everything, and it caused some pretty bad problems, and it burned through the wires and stuff. Had salt and water. So we are going to get out and about. We're going to make the more or less maiden run. We do have brakes. We do not have front brakes, but we have not had front brakes basically since we got her. The front caliper, well, let's start with the brake system. The brake system, the master cylinder itself, the front plunger of the master cylinder has been wore out. Been that way ever since I got it. I went to find a master cylinder and could not even get a rebuilt master cylinder for it. I am still searching for one that will fit this particular unit. I can find the ones that fit the cars, but with the modification they have done to it to convert it from 4-wheel to 3-wheel, they've done some modification to the braking system, and the regular configuration will not work. So I haven't been able to find one for this yet. I did get the front caliper, and that was what was going on. The front caliper was closing ever so slightly. There's no pressure on it to actually stop the vehicle, but it closes. But what was happening, it wouldn't retrieve. So I built springs, put extra springs in it, everything to force it back. And I found a front caliper after months of searching. It was through Rock Auto, third party. Rock Auto got it from another person that had a bunch in OEM. They only had one new front right side passenger side caliper in existence. All the other ones, they had a bunch of OEM original equipment, brand new, old new stock on the driver's side, but that's not the one I wanted. Well, when I finally got it in, went to put it on, come to find out that they had somewheres along the time put a driver's side caliper on the front, which needed the passenger side caliper, which moved the bleeder hole from the top to the bottom. And what was happening is every time that the line was bled, there was still a small amount of air bubble at the top of the piston, and air in brake fluid draws moisture to begin with. Any air pocket is just going to just compound the issue there, and everything started to oxidize, and it created a large rust area so that when the piston did close, it couldn't come back. So that's what seized the front brake up on the GO-4. So we got the original, the proper one on there now, but like I said, the front of the master cylinder doesn't work. We have brakes in the back. They're not as good as I would like them to be, but they will stop the vehicle in a panic stop. I can lock the rear brakes up and pull it to a stop. So we are going to go out, go around, and see how much better or worse things get. Proper fluids are in. We're good to 25 below. You know, that should suffice. All the other fluids, When I first started it up after she had been setting, I neglected to come out and do it because with the car shows and going to everything and taking care of the family and mom and dad being ill, and then I got ill, and then my sister got ill, and then I got better, and then we went on the trip, and I came back and got worse. The GO-4 hadn't been started as much as it should, so the battery did die out. This was the second battery that's been in it since '97, and I priced a battery to fit in the exact hole where this goes. It's just a little bit larger than a motorcycle battery, and they wanted $220 for that size battery with that type of cranking power, and that's just nowhere. It's not going to happen. So I searched around, and finally ran to one of my favorite places. No, it wasn't Harbor Freight. It was actually the Rural King, basically like Farm and Fleet, but it was the Rural King in this area. And I found one that was a tractor battery that fit that and had the exact amount of cold cranking cell power and amperage, and it was only $49. It was $59, but I got the $10 trade-in for the old core, so it's $49. Now it's only a 2-year warranty battery, but the other one was only a 4-year warranty battery for, you know, quadruple the price, so we're just not going there. So we got that in. Then when I did get it started up, she started a little rough. She missed quite a bit because, you know, she doesn't like the moisture, so she had been sitting in all this dank dampness and everything, moisture, even though it's under this canopy. This aluminum canopy has been backed into by semis that have made deliveries here many times, and it's really dented and leaks quite a bit, but it's what we have. I got it started, and the number 2 cylinder lifter had collapsed, and it was pounding pretty hard. So started and stopped it multiple times to try and free it up. It just wasn't doing any good. I had just changed the oil not too long ago, so we were good there, but it could have been anywhere from a piece of debris blocking the inlet onto the hydraulic lifter, or the hydraulic lifter just being at the age it's at with, you know, it's got 32,520 hours on in the motor, not miles, hours, and this is a lot of hours for something to just be setting and idling in very low level hot heat buildup. And these little 4-cylinders, you know, they don't like to be just idled forever. They got to get up and run a little bit. And so I got some of the Seafoam and added capful after capful in, and would run it a little bit, add another capful, run it a little bit, run another capful, and within about 22 minutes or so, and about 10 capfuls into the oil, she started to lessen. I could feel the pounding less. It still was tapping pretty heavy, but I could feel the pound a little less. I'm just blessed and glad that we weren't bending the push rod. That's what I was really worried about, because if the push rod drops out of the seat, jumps over to the side or top or bottom, and you're lifting it farther than it can go and pressing onto the top of the piston when the push rod pushes the valve open, yeah, all kinds of damage can go. But it sounds good. She's running good, as you can hear. It quit, and I didn't thin the oil enough to really do anything. May change it before full-blown winter, or may not, because it's not going to hurt it. Still has all the tack and viscosity to it. I tested it with a viscosity meter, where you put a drop on and you pull it and you read the meter, and it'll tell you on how far the oil actually stretches out. Anyway, and so I tested it. It's still got plenty of tack and viscosity to it. Sticks to the metal really well. Pumps really good. So it's just a good grade 5W30 oil in it now. So we'll do that. But now we're going to get going. We're going to see if she runs, see if she rolls. And if no other famous words were ever uttered, let's ride. Squirrel. was a good test run. We went out and about. Everything seems to be working well. I could stand a little bit more brake, but we'll see about checking it out. I might bleed it off just a little bit and see if that gives me anything better. But all in all, really good test run. I'm happy. Gonna get in here and warm up a little bit because it is cold, but she's running really well, stopping okay. As such as it is, but I've driven a lot worse for a lot longer period. We're gonna go and we're gonna get going. Y'all take care of each other. See ya.
Story time is over.
Damn, that was annoying.